My fellow citizens, the dangers to our country and the world will be overcome. We will pass through this time of peril and carry on the work of peace. We will defend our freedom. We will bring freedom to others, and we will prevail. May God bless our country and all who defend her.
Literally, we have destroyed virtually all the terrorist training camps of Al-Qaeda.
6.1 radio check. 6.1 black check. Engage again.
We've destroyed an enormous amount of the military infrastructure of the Taliban. Their air powers, so far as it exists, is completely taken out. We therefore have a very, very strong situation from which to move forward. I mean, there is no way whatever in which our action in Afghanistan is conditional on progress in the Middle East. And indeed, one of the things that bin Laden wants to do is to try and hijack the Palestinian cause for his own purposes.
I don't suppose any family wants their child to go into the army because it's obviously what it entails. My family didn't kind of react too bad, they were very supportive. I got sent to Afghanistan in September 2010. I volunteered for it. I mean, I didn't join the army just to kind of sit on me 2 feet and twiddling my thumbs. I wanted to actually do something that I've been trained to do. So that's why I put my name forward for Afghanistan. But my job was a recovery mechanic. Yeah, that entails kind of the A of the army. I mean, it's not exactly glamorous, but when a vehicle gets IED'd or it gets bogged in, then it's my job to go in and recover it. But the job that I do, it's one of the most awarded jobs in the army, because obviously the Taliban themselves, when we're doing a job, it can take from half an hour to 2 hours. So obviously when we're doing there, we're stuck in one position, and it obviously means that they've got time to coordinate an attack, which happened on a few occasions where we actually were attacked because we were there that long. Be it RPG'd or whatever, they can do quite a lot of things. So it doesn't sound glamorous, but it is one of the better jobs in the army to do at the moment. Obviously when you start getting shot at and the rounds start getting closer and closer, you have that automatic switch in your head that makes you go scared. I mean, obviously the adrenaline's there and it's pumping and it's keeping you from kind of quivering like a little girl in the middle of the floor. But yeah, I'd quite happily say, I mean, there were times, one of the times when I found an IED, one of the improvised explosive devices, and the drills that you have to do, the work, but to do it you have to obviously get down onto your belt buckle and you have to kind of confirm to make sure that it is an IED. And I can quite happily say that was one of the most scared I've ever been in my life, if not the most scariest part of my life. Just knowing that if I have one little wrong move, then I could quite happily lose a hand, lose an arm, get killed. But yeah, so it was scared, especially when you get up and you find out that it wasn't actually, it was an IED and it was primed, ready to explode, which would have killed us.
Whoa!
first combat situation, it was when I was doing a patrol up a hill onto a farm, and we got contacted from about 300-400 metres away by RPG firing heavy weapons. So it was kind of interesting for the first one, but the adrenaline just kind of got me through it. Obviously we had all the seniors there that have been there, done it, so they kind of kept it cool on the situation. We just kind of fought through the situation. Being shot, it's quite a buzz, to tell you the truth. I mean, you see it on like programs when you can hear on the telly like the whizzes and the cracks, but until you actually experience the whizzes and cracks going over your head, it's quite interesting. It's quite surreal, to tell you the truth, because you don't actually think you're getting shot at, but you are, and it's quite an adrenaline junkies thing. And the reason that we're out there for is obviously with the 9/11 attacks and the London bombings, and there's a kind of terrorist organisation that's working outside of Afghanistan, and I think it's our duty as soldiers to make sure that we kind of stop that, so that none of the atrocities that happened there ever happen again within the world. Because I mean, it's all good and well to protest, but to the stage of when they're blowing buildings up and killing innocent people, I don't think that's fair, and I'll stand up and fight to make sure that never happens again. I'm fighting insurgents, the Taliban, and other kind of people that are making the Afghanistan civilians their lives a misery. I don't think it's fair the way that they're ruling their kind of pockets that they've still got left. I don't think it's very fair on women and children and other kind of laws that they've got, just to try and keep some power and fear into the local population. The stability in Afghanistan, it's there, people want it, but it's just kind of getting them little pockets of people that just want their own power. Because in Afghanistan, it's not so much it's one country run by a government, it's run by tribes. So you'll have like local tribes, so Sunderland would be a tribe, Newcastle would be a tribe, Consett would be a tribe, and they're all fighting for power. So once you can kind of get their kind of mentality of their local life, because I mean it's been going on for thousands of years, once you can kind of get at that and get something that they both want to do, then I suppose you could try and get stability in there, yeah. To win the war, I don't kind of see the war being won, not so much being won as in like we've dominated and controlled it, but I think the stage where the war is going to be finished is where we can happily hand over Afghanistan to themselves, and they can actually run the country stably and financially and all that kind of things without having to require help from other forces and kind of pick up their own pieces. I don't think I'm a hero at all, I just do the job that I wanted to do. In a kind of bad way, no, I don't think there is. I don't think that people consider themselves heroes. You're either good at your job or you're not. And sometimes people, I can imagine, consider them as heroes because they step up to the mark. That's why they get the medals and get commendations and things like that, because they do that little extra bit that saves people. I've got an operational service medal, which is this one here. It's awarded to everyone that served more than 28 days in Afghanistan. It's a generic medal that everyone gets when they're out in Afghanistan for obviously more than the set time. I'm definitely a better man. I mean, from my friends and family, they can quite happily tell you that I've grew up quite a lot since I joined the army. It drills into you to be self-disciplined, to manage yourself. It was one of the better stages of my life. I mean, I really enjoyed my time out there. Not so much the fighting part, but I mean the kind of getting back to basics, basic soldiering and things like that, things that you train for. I mean, to a civilian, I mean, living in the middle of a desert on ration packs and things like that may not sound glamorous, but I mean, it's just the little things that I enjoy, like being self-sufficient, living off like 3-4 litres of water a day, having to ration your own food and making sure your hygiene's up to scratch, making sure that you're controlling your own men, making sure that they're at the right stage, that they're ready to fight if necessary, maintaining your equipment and things like that. It's just little things that I enjoy. I wouldn't advise anyone to go to war. I mean, it's not so much the war part of it, because I mean, I don't condone war, I don't like war, but obviously being in the army, it's something that you kind of have to do. I'd advise people to join the army, yeah. I mean, you get paid to keep fit, you get paid to travel the world, and it's really, really entertaining.